Hello my bookish besties and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be picking my March TBR using my TBR jar. If I was creative, I probably would have worn a green t-shirt today, but I forgot. So anywho, and if my cheeks are really red, my house is burning hot. Our HVAC broke in like September. I included it in a vlog. It was like a whole deal. And it's actually really hot today and we still haven't gotten that fixed quite yet. We're getting there. Okay, so don't worry. It's just, it hasn't happened yet. And today was hot, even though the rest of the year has been cold. So if my cheeks are a little flushed, that's why. Please ignore it. I am like sweating. So, but anywho, without further ado, let's go ahead and pick our prompts. I do have some spring. We're in spring. I do have some, I almost said fall again. I do have some spring themed prompts kind of floating around in my head. So depending on what we pull, maybe I'll pull a couple of those. I didn't write any of them down though because I couldn't remember what papers I used. If I could find some green paper, I think that'd be perfect, but I don't have any of that. So the spring prompts were like, you know, a book that's giving reset, book with flowers on the cover, etc. Stuff like that. But anywho, let's pull our first prompt. This one seems good. Okay, I will let you read it first. A 5-star prediction. Oh, also, you might have noticed that the TBR cart doesn't quite fit on the cart. And yeah. Okay, get over it. We just, we went shopping recently. We got some new books. I also have some other books, like my book of the month came in. Like I said, I went shopping, so like these three, they're all from the store. I remembered about Heart of Iron. This is an Ashley Poston book I have. Really want to read The Winners soon. That's in my winter TBR, which means technically I probably should finish it right now in February. I'm recording this with like a tiny, teensy little bit of February left, so I probably should go ahead and read that now. Because like I mentioned, it's getting really hot outside. But alas, I haven't read it yet. I'm waiting for the audiobook to hopefully come through on my Libby or my other library app. But neither library has gotten it yet. So there's a chance I just use some Spotify hours for that. But anywho, we have The Winners. All that to say, a 5-star prediction. Okay, so one that's coming to mind is Heavenly Bodies. This is one that I do think I could rate 5 stars. I've seen a lot of my friends and people with similar taste to me read this and rate it very, very highly. I'm a little scared though because I'm like, am I actually going to love it? I think so, but I don't know if I'm gonna 5 stars love it. Because I'm definitely a little bit harsher now with my 5 stars than I was, you know, even just a couple months ago. Let's see. If it makes you happy, this is another one that I kind of feel like could be a 5 stars for me. I've seen so many people once again rate this very highly. A couple of booktubers I follow actually rated this 5 stars. So it doesn't intrigue me. I'm just a little worried that like maybe the season isn't... Let me rewind. Maybe the season isn't correct for this anymore. But that being said, I do technically have the audiobook for this checked out right now. So I'm like, this could be a good one because it's timely in the fact that I have the audiobook. And then we also have The Second Death of Locke, which is on my 26 for 2026. Oh, I forgot I had a bookmark in here already. This is one of those that I fear I'm either going to rate it 5 stars or like 2 stars. There's no in between. I'm thinking it'll be 5 stars, but like I don't know. I don't know. Same with the Mindf series. I can't get this one out. The only problem with the TBR cart is sometimes it is so freaking hard to get these books out. One moment. I don't want to damage it. There we go. My copy's already a little beat up, so I didn't want to beat it up too badly. This is another one that I'm feeling really strong 5-star vibes from. Could also be timely to read this because I am currently in my Criminal Minds era once again. I have re-entered the crime world. Oh my gosh. So this actually might be a really good choice for me because last year around this time I got super into Criminal Minds, and I read a criminal book. I read Penitence. It's by Kristen Koval, and it was the perfect read for my Criminal Minds era. So these are kind of the 4 I'm leaning towards. I just make sure there's nothing up there. I do also have behind here, I forgot what it was called all of a sudden. It's a book by Sable Sorensen. I do have that one as well, but I'm waiting to buddy read that with a couple friends, and I don't know that they're ready. Oh, and I guess I could also technically do my next Brandon Sanderson as an option, Rhythm of War. But I don't know if it'll be a 5 stars. I'm thinking it will be because I rate almost everything he writes a 5 stars, but I'm scared. The only other option I could think of is The Wolf King. I have really high expectations for that book, but I think I'm going to settle for choosing one of these. And honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards going with this, even though this book is massive. It's literally essentially 5 books in one. If you don't know, this is basically about a girl who, she is a serial unaliver. Gotta be careful with our words here. And her boyfriend is in the FBI hunting her down, like without knowing that it's her. And that just intrigues me. Like I mentioned, I'm in my crime era. I'm back watching Criminal Minds like crazy right now. So I do think that this one, it has really high potential to be 5 stars, especially considering the circumstances of my life right now. Like I mentioned, I'm in my Criminal Minds era, okay? I think the first book we're going to add is the Mindf series. Okay, it's time to pick our second prompt. Let's pick this one. A second pink prompt. That's crazy. I'll let you see it. A book you've been putting off. Ooh, this one is spicy. So probably none of these top books because, well, most of them are newer editions other than maybe these two. We have The Storm Crow and Curious Tides. But I do fear some of these might be better. The first one that is like really coming to mind is Twelfth Knight. This is by, I'm not even gonna pretend that I know how to pronounce this, but it's the same lady that wrote the Atlas 6. So, I forgot her name all of a sudden. Who are you? Hello? Olive E. Blake. Yes. Okay, so this lady and Olive E. Blake are the same person, but I bought this book a couple months ago, or maybe like over a year now, because look at these like end pages, and the braid edge, it says Game On, and then this is the other end paper. I am a gamer, and this is a YA, like, she loves this MMORPG, multi-massive online role-playing game. Yeah, an MMO. Duh, I should know these. I play these, okay, guys? She loves this MMO called Twelfth Knight, and he gets injured, so he decides he's going to join the game, and they become friends, and I believe they don't know it's each other, like, in person. Stuff happens. It sounds really cutie. I just keep putting it off because I'm kind of like, YA, you know? Also, I'm not sure I like Olive E. Blake as a writer. Like, I've never tried any of her stuff, so I don't know that I want this to be my first exposure, but this is one that comes to mind of a book I keep putting off. I guess we also technically could say this one. This is Confessions, the Paris Murders. I read Confessions of a Murder Suspect by James Patterson for the very first time when I was like 13-ish, and I was obsessed. Like, I read it probably 3 or 4 times, and I recently reread it as an adult. Oh my god, there's dog hair flying all over me. Anywho, I've recently reread it as an adult, and I actually really still liked it quite a lot, but I've never finished the series, and if I did, I don't remember. I don't remember a single thing. I think I might have started the second book and then just like never went forward. So you could technically say that this is the book I've been putting off because I started it like 15 years ago. Yeah. I think the other one that's like really kind of calling my name is, like I mentioned, this is The Stormcrow. This is by Callan Josephine. I don't know how to read people's names today apparently, but this, I've talked about it a couple of times on my channel before. It's basically about a girl who I believe they think that the crows have magic, and she finds the last crow, maybe. I don't know. I found this signed edition one time at Half Price Books, and I said, you know what? A signed book for like $12? Yeah, we're gonna do it. And it was on my 25 for 2025, and I didn't read it. And I think I put it on multiple TBRs, and I never read it. But I want to read it. So I'm kind of torn between these two. Right now we have the Mindf series, so I'm kind of like, do I go with a probably funny, shorter YA romance that I'm like, if I don't read it now, when will I? Or do I go with The Stormcrow, because this is a book that I've like really been wanting to read for quite a while. I don't know. I genuinely, I don't know, because they both kind of sound good and both kind of sound not good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to read both, but I don't know which one I'm more in the mood for. I think I want to go ahead and put The Stormcrow on here just because this is one that I've really been wanting to read, and I keep putting it off, so I do feel like it kind of fits our prompt pretty good, a book I've been putting off. So we're gonna go ahead and add The Stormcrow to our March TBR. Okay, it is time for prompt 3. Let's see if we can get one that's not pink this time. Ooh, a blue one. Okay, let's see what it says. A new to me author. Okay, this is awesome because this prompt I feel like could literally be so many things. So, okay, well, this book once again works for this prompt. Tracy Dion would be a new to me author. This lady would be a new to me author. The Heartless Hunter author, she would be new to me. Technically, J.R.R. Tolkien would be a new to me author. Curious Tides, Infinite Fates, Devney Perry. Pretty much most of the people up here other than R.F. Kuang. Most of these books, other than Frederick Bachman, are new to me authors. Oh, and not Ashley Poston. This is essentially a free pick because most of the people on my TBR cart are authors that I've never read before. Let's see. Ironically, the book that I'm kind of like, oh, I should read that because it's on my 26 for 2026 is not a new to me author. That's Soul of Shadow by Emma Noyes. I read her kind of indie published like pirate romantasy trilogy recently. I'm thinking I might go ahead and just put 12th Knight on there because I kind of regret not putting this for the last prompt. Like, I kind of think I'm in the mood for this, and if I don't read it, I'm gonna get rid of it. Like, it's kind of one of those books that I'm like, well, since I'm kind of thinking about it, maybe I should do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick 12th Knight on the TBR. Okay, we've picked 3 prompts. It's time to pick our next one. This one. Another blue one. I don't know how I keep getting these like double same colors. Okay. It says newest release on your shelf. I'm thinking it's going to be one of my book of the months, or maybe Hollow. No, because Hollow came out. I think it's going to be one of my 2 book of the months. Okay, let me look at them and I'll be right back. Okay, I thought about this. I've actually never opened up a book of the month and looked at the like info page. Does it even tell me when it was published? Like, this just says copyright to 2026. I mean, so I know it was one of my February book of the months. Let's check this one. I got it as an add-on in my February book of the month. Yeah, it also just says copyright 2026. And I probably could Google them and figure out which one came out when, but I don't feel like doing that. So, let's see. We have this one. It's Not Her by Mary Kubica. I don't know. Basically, if I remember right, she is trying to figure out who murdered the family, but there is suspicion that the nephew might have done it. This one I've seen pretty good reviews for. And then we have So Old, So Young. So it says, for Marco and Mia, Sasha and Theo, and Richie and Adam, the one constant in their life after college together has been change. New jobs, new cities, new spouses, new children. Through it all, one thing they thought would always stay the same was their friendship. It says, but time has a way of breaking even the strongest bonds and testing what we thought we knew. So, it sounds like this one is a very realism exploration of friendship and what it means to grow old and have those friendships change. So the question is, with my current TBR, am I leaning more thriller or more exploration of life? 369 total pages. This one is way shorter, I can already tell just by holding it up. Oh, it's only 338-ish. So actually, not that much shorter. Why does this one look so much bigger than? Like, am I losing my mind? Hello? That's crazy. Also, I noticed this when I got my box and unboxed it. They are like opposite color patterns of each other. Do you see that? Blue, blue, orange, orange. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so we have a thriller and a fantasy and like a YA romance fantasy. What am I in the mood for? I don't know. Part of me is leaning thriller because I've heard really good things about this recently and I kind of want to read it during the hype. But I feel like with my current TBR, I'm a little bit more drawn to this slice of life, like probably literary fiction. And I also find that the lit fics I get from, I almost said from my work. That doesn't make sense. The ones I get from Book of the Month, they just hit really hard. So I kind of am leaning towards this. I also could cheat though and get a book I know is either going to release in March or one that's already released but I don't own yet. Because like BK Borson's and Now Back to You just came out, but I'm waiting to get a Book of the Month copy in my March box that matches my copy of First Time Caller. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and add So Old, So Young. I saw this at Barnes & Noble the other day when I was shopping for these books up here, and I literally looked at it and was like, I'm really excited to read this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add So Old, So Young to the TBR. Okay, we have 2 more prompts to grab. Let's see if we can grab a yellow or an orange, a color that's not, oh, I just grabbed like 8 oranges in a row, a color that we don't have already. So I will let you read it first. A book with a trope I don't usually go for. Well, how am I supposed to know that? I could just do a like magic system I haven't read before, like Heavenly Bodies. I don't think I've read anything with like a celestial based magic, or this could be a good excuse to put the winners on my TBR because I don't typically go for that style of book based on what I know from the first 2 books. Or I could put the Wolf King on there because I don't typically read about wolves. I'm more of a vampire fae girly. Or do we just draw another prompt because in hindsight I don't know how I would know this. Past self, what were you talking about? Because all of my books on here are ones that have stuff I go for. I think I'm gonna toss this and pick a new prompt because I don't know. I don't know. And I feel like anything I would pick would be a stretch. Like I would just, that was a blue prompt. Like I would just be saying something, just like I would just be making it up. You know what I'm saying? So we are going to do a new prompt. Prettiest sprayed edges. Ooh, this is a good one. This is really fun. Okay, let's look at all my sprayed edges. Well, okay. We do have Immortal Consequences, which is a book I technically started back in October. I haven't moved past page like 80, but these edges, They're gorgeous. This could be a really good excuse to continue / finish this book. None of the books down here have a sprayed edge other than Fable, but it's just a plain blue edge. Let's see. I might have to sit up for this one. We've got Soul of Shadows with a sprayed edge, but again, it's just a solid color. A Deadly Education has a sprayed edge, but it's just a solid color. Neither of those have a sprayed edge. Okay, we gotta look up top. We have to give look-sees up here. Ooh, okay, we've got some contenders up here. It's like naturally all my pretty sprayed edges would be up top, huh? Okay, so all my books with fun sprayed edges somehow were in this top row, and some of them I didn't even pull. Like, I'm pretty sure... Oh, I forgot that the Book of the Month edition of Our Infinite Fates didn't come with a sprayed edge. Anywho, some of these still have sprayed edges, like My Empire of Silence and Elsie Kova's book right here, but they're not fun sprayed edges, okay? The idea is fun sprayed edges. So, I did pull all of my books with a sprayed edge, and let's go ahead and go through them. So first we have Immortal Dark. The sprayed edge is that one with the quote says, "No soul can enter without an invitation." But I don't know if this is a pretty sprayed edge. It's just cool. And then we do have the Book of the Month edition of Alchemy of Secrets. Again, I don't know that this one is necessarily pretty, but I think it's really cool where it has like the locket on the side there. And I just think it's like very aesthetically pleasing with the stars. I'll think about it. And then we have Shield of Sparrows. I got this book like pretty much for the sprayed edge. Are you kidding me? Gorgeous. And I love that it matches the aesthetic of the cover so well. And again, this is a book I've been really itching to read, but also it's pretty big. It's also the start of a series, so... But I did get the signed edition from Walmart. Anywho. And then we have, I forgot how heavy this freaking book is. We do have Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. This is just like one of the coolest sprayed edges I've ever seen in my life. But again, I don't know that I would qualify this as pretty. Like, it's cool as heck, but like, is it pretty? You know, like compared to Shield of Sparrows, like this is pretty. And then we have Hollow, which this one is cool and pretty. I love the like teal blue dragon we have going on this one. This is by the Twisted Sisters, which would be my first Twisted Sisters book, so I'm a little scared. But I've seen, I also love that there's art on the inside. I think this is so cool. I have seen so many people though love this, but I've also seen a couple people not like it very much, and I don't know where I would sit. I will admit though that the whole, geez, I didn't realize they had so many books. The whole reason I bought this book though was partially the sprayed edge. Like, that is just sick as heck. And then we have The Wolf King, which does have a fun sprayed edge, but again, I don't know that it's pretty. I don't know that I like it either. I kind of just got it because I want to read it really bad, and the sprayed edge edition was all they had, so alas, came home with me. This copy is kind of cool though. And then, like I mentioned first, we do also technically have my copy of Immortal Consequences, which again, it's probably smartest to pick this book because I have started it. So I could use it as an excuse to finish it. So let's narrow it down. I think we are going to not do The Wolf King. We are not going to pick Catabasis or Alchemy of Secrets or Immortal Dark, because all of those I would classify as cool, not beautiful. Okay, so like between these three, I really think the one that's speaking to me the most is, it's probably one of these two, but they're beautiful in different ways. Like, this one is beautiful because like the art on it is such high quality for sprayed edge. Like I said, I love that it matches the aesthetic of the cover, but then like This teal dragon, honestly iconic. I don't know. They're both such large books. They are both first in a series. I also, like, both of them have books coming out later this year. I think Hollow's second book comes out in September, I want to say, and Shield of Sparrows, the second book, I think comes out in the spring sometime. So this one is probably more timely. So maybe we should put Hollow down for now. I don't know why this TBR is so hard for me to pick because, like, Shield of Sparrows is the one that's kind of speaking to me, but I also feel like I need to read Immortal Consequences so I can knock it off my TBR because I have been in the middle of this one since, like, September. So part of me is like, do I just pick Immortal Consequences to, like, move on in a sense? You know what I'm saying? Also, this one is still really pretty. I wouldn't be breaking the rules. I do think I'm going to go ahead and put Immortal Consequences on here because I've been meaning to find a reason to pick this up so I can finish it. I don't want my average, like, days spent reading on my Goodreads wrap-up to say, like, 800 days because of this singular book. So we are going to go ahead and put Immortal Consequences on the TBR. We'll see if I read it. Okay, so that does mean that this is our last prompt unless I decide to do 7. Let's see what we get. I want a yellow one. Give me a yellow one. Let's see what we get, and that will determine if we go ahead and put a 7th on there. Can you read that? That handwriting looks tiny as heck. It says, a book with a long title. So why do all of these have 3 words? This one might be the longest, the Confessions book. The Stirring from the Depths. That one's also pretty long, but I don't want to read it right now. If it makes you happy, maybe we read this one. None of these books I've pulled down here have long titles. Why does every book I own have 2 or 3 word titles? I know it's a fall cover, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put If It Makes You Happy on the TBR. Like I mentioned, I do currently have the audiobook for this checked out, so I'm probably going to read it soonish anyways. So we might as well just put it on the TBR and make this a double win. But we're going to go ahead and put If It Makes You Happy on the TBR. Okay, so that was 6 prompts. I think I'm going to be crazy and pull a 7th, and we'll just see what we read, because I'm looking around at these and I'm like, that's it. That's our picks. Ooh, a blue one. Okay. Okay, it says Olivia picks. I don't even know what she's going to pick. Oh my goodness. This feels crazy town. Let me go text her and I will be right back with what she says. Okay, well, I texted Olivia about 15 minutes ago and I still haven't heard back from her. When she gives me her pick, I will go ahead and just put it in the comments, or maybe if she messages me like before I edit, I'll put it on the screen. Something will happen where I will let you guys know what Olivia wants me to read this month, okay? So she's not getting forgotten. She's just not here right now. So let's do a quick recap of the books that we put on our TBR. This prompt was a 5-star prediction, and I chose the Mindf series. This is by St. Abbey. I am in my Criminal Minds watching era, so this feels right up my alley in this specific era of life. Second prompt is a book you've been putting off. I chose The Stormcrow. This has been on my radar for like probably a year and a half or more now. Next, we have a new to me author. This is I don't know how to say her name, but this author also writes as Olivia Blake, and I've never read anything by her pen name here or by Olivia Blake. So we are going to be reading The Twelfth Knight. Next prompt was the newest release on my shelf. That would be So Old, So Young. This is my February add-on for Book of the Month. It came out sometime in February. Next, we have The Prettiest Sprayed Edge, and that is Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. This sprayed edge is floral and it's really pretty, and I desperately need to finish reading this book. I was devouring it when I started it. I don't know why I haven't finished it either, okay? And then last but not least, not including Olivia's pick, we have a book with a long title. I went ahead and chose If It Makes You Happy. This is by Julie Olivia. This cover reminds me of me and my husband, and I'm really excited to read it. Like, that's literally my husband Zoe and I, so we just need to Photoshop like a little Mustang on here, and this book is perfect. But anywho, those are the 6/7 books I plan to hopefully pick up in the month of March. I think earlier, like literally 1 second ago, I might have said February. This is my March TBR, but anywho, without further ado, these are the books I plan to hopefully read in March, like I mentioned. I, as you will see in my February wrap-up, did not do a super great job with my February TBR, so I'm really hoping we can tackle some of these. But like always, if a book comes on my radar or a new release comes in the mail or whatever may happen, I'm gonna pick that up, okay? That's just who I am. I'm also, like I mentioned, making my way through Cassandra Clare, and I'm definitely picking up the next book in the near future. So, zilch, not a zip it. I don't want to hear your attitude, okay? We try our hardest around here. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me know down in the comments below what you plan to read on March, and if you have... I said on March. I meant what you plan to read in March. This is a month, not an object. What you plan to read in March, okay? Let me know what you plan to read in March, and let me know what you read in February and if you liked it or not. Let me know of any new releases that are coming out this month that are on your radar, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. I love you so much. Thanks for watching.